Hi, I'm Leanne from yourhomebasedmom.com, and today we are making small batch dinner rolls. Yes, we are only making 4 dinner rolls. You know, as an empty nester, being able to make only 4 dinner rolls is life-changing. You no longer end up with a bunch of leftover rolls that you can't eat or you shouldn't eat. You don't have to wait for a holiday or a big family dinner to enjoy a fresh, warm, homemade roll. These rolls are light and fluffy. They are the perfect addition to any meal, and there's only 4 of them. Let's get started. So let's talk about yeast. Now, I know for a lot of people, working with yeast can be a scary thing, but I'm going to share some tips with you today that is going to ensure you yeast success every time. Now, there's usually 3 things that can go wrong when you're working with yeast. The first one is your yeast is expired, okay? Check the date on your yeast packet, especially if you don't work with yeast a lot. I like to keep my yeast in the freezer, and that helps to extend the life of the yeast. So I just pull it right out of the freezer and use it straight out of the freezer. Besides the expiration date, the other 2 problems are your water temperature. Now, we're using dry active yeast today, and it needs to be activated, which means it needs to be put into warm water. So if your yeast doesn't activate, you've either gotten your water too hot, so it kills the yeast, or your water wasn't warm enough, so that the yeast didn't activate. You want your water temperature to be between 105 to 115 degrees. It's about a warm baby's bath temperature. But if you're not sure, use a thermometer. This is just my meat thermometer. You can use it, you can use a candy thermometer, but check the temperature of your liquid to make sure it's between that 105 to 115. I always try to aim right for 110. All right, we're gonna start by making our yeast mixture. Now, for this recipe, we're actually using warm milk, not warm water. But if you don't have milk, go ahead and use some warm water. I just checked my temperature. It's at about 110, so it's perfect. We are going to add in a little bit of sweetener. We're adding in a tablespoon of honey and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And you can add that right in with your yeast. So the 2 tablespoons of olive oil and then a half a tablespoon of dry active yeast. We are going to give that a nice little mix. And then we're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes until it starts to get bubbly and foamy. Okay, and that is what yeast looks like when it's activated. To kind of help it and create a nice warm environment, I like to take a plate and just place it over the top and let it sit like that. All right, we're ready to mix our dough together. I'm going to use my stand mixer today with my hook attachment. Now, if you don't have a stand mixer, you can do this by hand. It just requires a little bit more muscle, but it's totally doable. So we are going to add in our flour, and we are using 1.5 cups of flour into our mixer and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to add in our yeast mixture, which you can see has gotten nice and bubbly, and it's all ready to go in. Now we're just going to mix it together until it's all combined. Okay, you want to mix it until it all comes together and it doesn't stick to the sides of the bowl anymore. It's still going to be sticky. In fact, you can see it's sticky, but it's not going to stick to the sides of the bowl. At this point, we're going to put it back down in, and we're going to turn it back on, and we're going to let it knead for about 3 to 5 minutes. Now, if your dough is too sticky and it's still sticking to the sides of the bowl, just add in a little bit more flour, just like a tablespoon at a time, until it leaves the sides of the bowl. All right, so after about 3 to 5 minutes, your dough's looking nice and soft and smooth. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna just pull it off the hook, and then we're gonna let it just sit in the bowl. You can see it's not sticky anymore, okay? It's just nice and soft. And then we're gonna take a clean towel, and we're gonna just put it over the top of the dough, and we're gonna let it rise for about 20 minutes or until it doubles in size. Now here's another trick for you. If your house is cool, it's a cold day, your air conditioner's on, dough likes a nice warm environment to rise in. So what I do is I will turn my oven onto whatever the lowest heat it will go on, 100, 150. let it preheat, and then I turn the oven off. I'll then stick my bowl into the oven and let my dough rise in there. It creates a proofing oven and a nice, really warm environment for that dough to double. Okay, so our dough has doubled in size and we're ready to form it into our dinner rolls. We can just gently remove it from the bowl, and then we're gonna just take it and divide it into 4 pieces. I just use my finger and kind of pinch it, just like that. 4 equal sized pieces, and then just roll them into a ball. And then we're gonna put them into our pan. Now, for this, I am using just a 6-inch cake pan, but you can use any small size baking dish that you have. You could even use a muffin tin and put them into a muffin tin. But we're gonna lightly grease them. You can also just use some melted butter or whatever, but form them into our balls, and we're just gonna set them right into our pan. And then we're gonna let them rise for about 20 minutes more. And again, I'm gonna cover them. Now you can use the same oven trick if you want, but if you want to preheat your oven, just make sure that your rolls aren't sitting in your oven when you turn the oven on to preheat. Ask me how I know that. Anyway, we're gonna cover them, let them rise 20 minutes, and they'll be ready to bake. All right, after our rolls have risen for about 20 more minutes, they're gonna be almost double in size. If not quite double, that's okay, because they're gonna rise some more in the oven. Before we put them in the oven though, we're gonna give them a little egg wash. This is just a whole egg that I took and beat up. And what it's gonna do, it's just gonna give the roll a nice kind of shiny, pretty top. Now, this is totally optional. You don't have to do this part. It's all totally aesthetics and for the looks. But just put a nice wash over the top of the rolls. They're ready to go in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 minutes or until they're golden brown and cooked through. All right, they're out of the oven. They're nice and golden brown, and they smell amazing. Now, I'm of the personal opinion that a homemade roll should always be eaten warm. Let's give one a try. And of course, a roll must always be eaten with butter. Add a little butter. And now the taste test. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. You can find the recipe for these delicious small batch dinner rolls in the description down below. And be sure to check out my other recipes here on YouTube by clicking over here. As always, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel by clicking down below and turn on that little notification bell so that you'll be notified every time a new recipe drops here on YouTube.